Hello. Welcome back. It is 8 p.m. Eastern. When you see me, you know what time it is. So we got some good content to talk about today. Y'all know the Buffs, the Colorado Buffs, the schedule came out today. So I've been a busy little bee putting something together for the podcast. Welcome. Let's see who's in here. Yeah, okay. Welcome back. Yeah, okay. Nice to see you join us again. I appreciate it. So yeah, okay, has joined us again, y'all. So we're talking about the Buff schedule. We're going to give everybody a chance to realize that we have gone live. When you see me, you know what time it is. I'm excited about the Buff schedule. It's really different from last year. It's really different from last year, and we're going to start out with a bang. So how's everybody doing? Let me know how you're doing. Drop me an emoji that fits your description on how you're doing in the chat. If you're happy, drop a smiley face. If you geeked, drop the extra smiley face. If you're sad, let us know too. We'll try to cheer you up. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button. If you are returning, welcome back. And just know that if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. And if you have already subscribed and you keep coming back, we have memberships. You can join the What She Said family, or you can be a friend of What She Said. The link is usually in the description of the video, and I will add it to the chat just in case anybody wants to sign up while we're live. Welcome. So I just added the chat for the membership. If anybody wants to join tonight, feel free to do so. Let's see. It says, and we're live on Twitch and What She Said. So if y'all have a Twitch live stream, you can watch us over there as well. Welcome. 22, welcome back. Catherine, how are you doing? Is that your emoji that fits your description? I asked at the top of the podcast how everyone is doing. Catherine, it looks like you giving us a hug. I can't really tell, but I hope that's what it is. So we'll give you a virtual hug back. And welcome if this is your first time joining. If not, welcome back, Catherine. All right, so we're going to get started. All right, so y'all heard me say the 2025 schedule for the Colorado Buffs is out. It has been released, and I have taken a look at it, and I've been a busy little bee and put together some content for us to go over. So this right here is just like a precursor as to what we'll talk about. I'm excited about the Buff schedule. The first game is a non-conference game with Georgia Tech, and it is labeled as the best non-conference game of the 2025 football season. We have a rivalry on deck. No, it's not CSU this time. The schedule looks, I would say, about 80% different than last year. We're playing teams we really haven't played, or we haven't played in a while. And some of the old favorites like CSU, they're not there. So have y'all had a chance to look at the schedule? If not, we're going to get going. All right. Hi, Catherine. Welcome. I dropped the membership link in the chat. If anybody wants to become a friend or What She Said family tonight, feel free to hit the chat. Otherwise, let's get going. All right. So I put together a video with some of our best players, some new players. And okay, so I might get smaller on the screen. So I don't want y'all to be alarmed if you see me get smaller. Okay. Damon, welcome. It said, what team y'all talking about? Colorado. We're talking about Colorado. All right. So as you can see, I started with Cash Cleveland, one of our faves. Now, the first team on the schedule is Georgia Tech. So we have Georgia Tech on August the 30th, and we play at Folsom Field. Now, before we get to the season, y'all know we have a black and gold game on April 19th, a few days before the first round of the draft on April 24th. So it's a lot going on. And the Georgia Tech game is a non-conference game, and it has the label of being the best non-conference game that we're gonna play all year long, that anybody's gonna play all year long. And I don't know if y'all know, but Georgia Tech is in the ACC, and right now they're ranked number 5. Colorado is ranked number 4 in the Big 12. Now, as the season gets ready to start, there's already like an AP poll out, right? And it shows that Colorado is ranked with let me go ahead and share that with everybody. I posted on the live stream main page. Don't sleep on Georgia Tech. That's exactly the message. I can actually see Georgia Tech every day. So, I know a little bit about the university's football program. They have some serious tradition, just like the Buffs do. I'm pretty sure they are coming to Colorado for that first game, and they have a chip on their shoulder. For one, even though they ended up number 5, they had a pretty tough schedule last year. SMU was first in the conference. I think they played Clemson. I told you they lost to Miami. Y'all know they played Georgia. I think one of their most fun games that they had where they could have a little bravado was Georgia State. I think that might have been one game they felt like was a gimme. But that's an in-state, that's an in-town rivalry. So they're coming to Colorado, and they're coming with something to prove. And, if Georgia Tech can go toe-to-toe 8 overtimes, and I watched that game again today with Georgia, hey, understand, they're not coming to get rolled over. I also feel like their main players are intact and returning. Their coaching staff is returning. Y'all know we have some new coaches, but for the most part, the coordinators are returning. Warren Sapp. So we didn't do a total rebuild on coaching. I'm happy for that. But in terms of the players, we got a lot of new players. I feel like it's an overhaul only because almost all the starters, with the exception of Marion, wide receivers gone. Their wide receivers are there. Our QB gone. We got 2 new QBs, both with something to prove and competing for the number 1 spot. So the advantage for us is that we're ranked. They're not. They're coming to Folsom Field, so we have home field advantage, right? So that's good. I feel like their schedule last year was tougher than ours for the most part. I do. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. You have to remember, They're coming basically intact from last year to Folsom. And our squad, this will be their first real game together. So I'd like to think we're going to win this game. I'm a buff, so I believe we're going to win this game, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. They gave Miami a tough time. They gave Georgia a tough time. So that's going to be a game. If you're like, you know what game should I go to this year to Folsom Field? Georgia Tech. That's going to be a game. Now, I still watch our squad every day. And I was looking at the offensive line. I have no concerns about the offensive line this year. It looks like a totally new offensive line led by Jordan Seaton. And y'all know Cash Cleveland is there as well, right? So to me, I'm good on the O-line. Now, the defensive line, Nakai Hill-Green, he's gone. But we still have Keaton Wade. We have Jeremiah Brown. So we got Barnes again. I think we got Barnes. So we're kind of still intact, and we got some new pieces. But this will be the first game they put it all together. Whereas Georgia Tech, they already have chemistry because a lot of their players returned. And to me, it's not just the players returned, it's what players returned. And the returning players for them, Haynes King, their quarterback is no joke. Their running back, no joke. If you want to know what they look like, the best games I can recommend, go watch that Georgia versus Georgia Tech game with 8 overtimes. You will not be disappointed, number one. And two, it gives you an example of just how tough a team they are. Their quarterback is good. He will be playing on Sundays whenever he's eligible to lead. Their running back will be also in the league. Wide receivers for Georgia Tech, also in the elite squad. Our elite squad left. So like I said, we're going to be putting it all together in this game. We get the home field advantage. So Georgia Tech, that's on 8:30. If you're thinking of going to Boulder this year, you can only make one game. This is the one. In my opinion, this is the one. All right, so let's move on. Oh, let's see what the comments said. 400 Media, welcome back. 400 Media, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Salute. Delay said, do not sleep on Georgia Tech. That's the first game of the season. It's non-conference, and it's already been labeled as the best non-conference game in the 2025 football season. 22 said, I saw the schedule. Georgia Tech going to be tough. Yeah, tough to beat. I know last year Colorado team probably could have beaten Georgia Tech with Shador and Travis. This year, the defense has to win this game. All right, I'm going to put that up there. I like that, 22. Okay, so one thing about it. Let me scoot up. One thing about it. Caden Salter is him. I know he's new to us, but he's not new. He took Liberty to a perfect season in his first year and won MVP for Conference USA. He's confident. I don't know how CoachPrime is going to go with the quarterbacks. Remember, this is the first game for us. I actually said to somebody a moment ago, I wish we played Delaware first and Georgia Tech second, because I feel like we need this game to shake out the nerves. We need to see how it's going to all come together. But one thing about Colorado, we normally could use the first half to get it together. We always were a second half team with the previous squad, but we don't have them. So we don't know if we're a first half team, a second half team, can come from behind team. We don't know what we are. That's why I wish we played Georgia Tech second, so I feel set up. Because right now we're ranked. I don't know what happens if we lose to an unranked team. But I believe in our squad. It's just we haven't seen them play a solid game yet. And I don't think the spring game is enough to basically tell me if we're going to beat Georgia Tech or not. So I'm going to go with home field advantage. And the squad does have good chemistry. If you watch the military video, they already have good chemistry. And I said it yesterday. Let me say it again. The leaders of the team, in my opinion, that I see early emerging, Jordan Seaton, Jeremiah Brown, DJ McKinney, Caden, I don't see Juju as much as I see Caden. I see Caden everywhere. And he's made himself a fixture. He's positioned himself. He even said, Shador did his thing while he was here. Now it's my turn. And 1 year left, and he's confident he can get it done. He's confident he can get it done. So, to me, I think Caden can deliver. I really do. I told y'all. I asked the internet. I was Googling. I said, who is Caden Salter comparable to in terms of a quarterback? Now, I did not identify myself as a Buff fan. I just asked the question. It said Juju Lewis. So I have no concerns that Caden can deliver. I don't know how Coach Prime. See, that's the first game. Is he, in the spring game, we'll see. Is he going to let Juju play some? We're going to have two quarterbacks. And that's a whole dynamic in itself. And with Georgia Tech coming to town 80% intact, adding some new pieces, not core pieces, but additional pieces. I wish Georgia Tech was the second game. That's all I'm going to say on that. Let's read the comments. It said, 400 said, Alabama, I'm trying to get the coach fired. What? You trying to get Roll Tide's coach fired? Why is that? Tell me why is that, 400? Hey, everyone. Peace and love. Okay. Welcome, Kiel. Welcome, Kiel. We're talking about the schedule for Colorado. We talked about Georgia Tech. Kiel, you have any thoughts on Georgia Tech versus Colorado, the first game of the non-conference game of the season, first game of the season? You know what Georgia Tech is coming off in terms of record and going 8 overtimes with Georgia, etc. Let me know your thoughts. 400 said, my second school is the Miami Hurricanes. Okay. And I think Georgia Tech beat Miami last year. I feel like they beat Miami because I was watching that game and Colorado came on 30 minutes later. So Kiel said to everyone in the chat, peace and love. Thank you, Kiel. Let's see. It says Alabama's coach. So you don't like Alabama's coach. All right. Okay, got it. So you don't like, so who won that game then? If you say no, Miami versus Georgia Tech. Did Miami actually end up winning that game? I don't know why I thought Georgia Tech won the game. Let me know. 400, that was for you. All right. So let's move. Okay, so Georgia Tech did win that game. But it looks like they lost the Birmingham Bowl. They went to a bowl game. And I think they played Virginia Tech. Am I right? The Commodores? And if so, I think that they lost. I don't know. That's not saying much. To me, beating going 8 overtimes with Georgia was serious. I'm telling y'all, go watch that game if you haven't, if you want to get some reference on Georgia Tech. They ain't no joke now. All right, so it says Georgia Tech has a lot of experience coming back. Yes, that's what we were talking about, Kiel. Colorado is kind of young. It should be kind of interesting. That's exactly what we were talking about. I was saying that, I was looking at the transfers for Colorado versus the transfers for Georgia. I was looking at who was coming back on both teams. I'm not going to say we're depleted. What I would say is that our core that we're used to relying on is gone. Elite wide receiver core. That's everybody. Marion Timmons coming back. We got Gibson. But these guys haven't had a chance to put it all together in front of a packed out stadium. I know they probably have played well in respective areas, but coming together as a team, I do see chemistry. It's the first game. And the first game, usually you want to work out the kinks and stuff like that. That's why I wish Georgia Tech was second and Delaware was first. It would just give them a chance to play together, figure out who's who, get the nerves and the jitters off, just kind of pull it all together. That's how I feel. And I did say that we do have home field advantage. So that helps. But Georgia Tech is 80% intact for the most part. And on the integral pieces, Haynes King is no joke. Their running back is no joke. If you haven't watched Georgia versus Georgia Tech last year, 8 overtimes, go watch it. GT got us. Oh, Georgia. Did Georgia Tech play? It said 400 Circle Media. Salute. a lot of speed. They got what? They have a lot of speed. Damon, that's what you were saying. They have a lot of speed. Miami lost. They took their starting quarterback out. What? Miami lost to Georgia Tech and Georgia Tech took Haynes King out? Is that what you're saying? What she said, what is your favorite NFL team? I don't have a favorite team. I have favorite players. I tell people that all the time. I don't have a favorite NFL team. I cheer for the players. So I watch, like in the Super Bowl, I'm cheering for the Philadelphia Eagles. But when it comes to, now I'll go and pick a team based on the players that I like. So when it was, now it was tough. When it was Baltimore versus the Bills, I do like Josh Allen, but I'm a big fan of Lamar Jackson. So that's usually how I roll with the NFL. Let's go Eagles. Jalen Hurts. Yes. Oh, the Jets is your, yeah, that's right. 400. You did say the Jets was your team. So Miami lost and they took their starting quarterback out. Okay. Well, I don't know if they play them next year. So next year, their schedule, Georgia Tech's schedule is a little easy. So let's take like a look at Colorado's schedule so y'all can kind of see who's on it for the most part. So when it comes to the Buffs, we have, hold on. When it comes to the Buffs, just overall, Georgia Tech, Delaware, U of H, Houston, Wyoming, BYU, TCU, Iowa State. Then there's a bye week. Then there's Utah, Arizona, West Virginia, another bye week. Arizona State, Kansas State, and then the Big 12 championship game. So I like to say we have 13 games this year because I believe we're going to go back to the Big 12. I think Caden is going to get us there. That's just my opinion. That's what I think. Out of all the teams that I called out, besides Georgia Tech, I'm going to say for me, Georgia Tech is the team to beat. The reason why I say that is we've already played BYU, so we know what they have going on, but I need to do a scouting report on them to see who left, who came back. Does anybody have any intel on BYU in terms of who left and who was returning? Let me know. And then Iowa State, now remember, they were ranked higher than us when the season ended. They went to the Pop-Tart Bowl with Miami. I don't know who won that game. If anybody knows who won the Pop-Tart Bowl, let me know. West Virginia, I'm not familiar with West Virginia. I'm not familiar with who have. Now, y'all notice we didn't have CSU this year. So the Rocky Mountain Showdown is not going to take place this year. But we do have another rivalry with Utah. I think it's called the the Rumble in the Rockies, since both, have mountains. The Rumble in the Rockies versus Utah. That's going to be, I guess, the big rivalry that we get ready for. So no CSU, no Nebraska. But we do have TCU coming back. So remember when Colorado got, CoachPrime era first year with Shadua Travis and the rest of the squad. I don't think LeJontay and Will Shepherd were there yet. That at least I don't think so. But remember when we played, who was it? We played Utah last year. We're going to play them again. No CSU, no Nebraska, TCU. That was the first game of Coach Prime's first year at Colorado, and they tore it up. They tore it up. So we get to relive that with a new squad. Now, U of H, we're gonna come back to Delaware. If you know anything about Delaware, let me know. I need to do my homework on them. So we play U of H. And if I'm not mistaken, we go to Houston. Now, understand this. We have 7 home games. That's a lot. That's 7 home games. So 7 home games, 5 on the road. And most of the games, we kind of get out the way at home, with the exception we go to Houston. Let's see. So it's Georgia Tech, Delaware. So home, away. Then it's Wyoming, BYU, home, and then TCU away. and then Iowa State. So when you look at the schedule, to me, I think the schedule is challenging. Now U of H didn't finish well last year, but I think they took down Cincinnati for us. Something like, they took down, I think they took down Cincinnati, but couldn't take down Kansas State or something like that. BYU, we played them already. Wyoming, not familiar. Anybody familiar with Wyoming, let me know. So September 6th, that's Labor Day weekend, we have Delaware. Does anybody know anything about Delaware? Y'all got a good roster. We do have a good roster. We do. I will admit that. But they've never played. That will be the first game that they played together. So that's why I'm like, well, I don't know. I know it would be better if Delaware were first. I don't have any thoughts on Delaware. I haven't looked into them. In my opinion, it's Georgia Tech. It's Georgia Tech. That's the one that I think is going to be tough. We know the rest of the opponents, even though we don't know Wyoming. I haven't heard much about Wyoming. So, I'm not really fearful of them. Maybe I should be. Let me know if we should. We already played BYU. We already played Utah. Arizona. So y'all know last year, Kansas State were one of the teams that we got cheated, right? So that's the last game. So we start with a bang and we go out with a bang. And let me see. I think, let's see. I don't know much about West Virginia. Arizona State was pretty good, obviously. They went to, the Big 12 team. They went to the 12-team playoffs. So I think we got a tough schedule. What do y'all think? Hell no, I'm from Alabama. What? All right, so we'll put this video back up so y'all can see it. So the schedule itself, Georgia Tech, Arizona. I don't know about Arizona this year. All they really had, they had a running back, Scatterboo. I think he's coming back. And then they had McMillan. He's getting drafted. That was a wide receiver. But we defeated them last year, unless Scatterboo went to Arizona State. So Arizona State's going to be tough. Iowa State's going to be tough. I'm not expecting U of H to be that tough. I'm not expecting Delaware to be tough. So let's see. What y'all think the record going to be based on the schedule? Let's see. Based on the schedule. So Georgia Tech, Houston. I'm gonna give us Georgia Tech. So Georgia Tech 1, Delaware 2, Houston 3, Wyoming 4. I'm gonna go West Virginia 8. West Virginia 8. We got cheated on Kansas State. Hell, we might end up with the same record again, y'all. We might end up with the same record. We might end up with the same record. We might end up with the same 9-4. The games that are a draw, I'm not 100% certain on Kansas State because they cheated us last year. No Kansas on the schedule this year. There is ASU. We're new to ASU. They're ranked higher than us. So I'm like, let me give them that game. Iowa State, Arizona State, both ranked higher than us. So that's 3 games. I say maybe we don't win. I don't know what they're coming back with. I have to look. And then at the top, I think, let's see, maybe we could go 10. Maybe we go 10-2. Do y'all think Colorado could go 10-2? Meaning the only games we fall to is the one we got cheated with last year, Kansas State and Arizona State. What do y'all think about that? We win 10 games. That means we beat you. That means we beat, let's see. We defeat Georgia Tech, Delaware, Houston, Wyoming, TCU, maybe fall to Iowa State. Beat Utah, beat Arizona, beat West Virginia, beat Arizona State. I don't know. I think it might be 3 games. We either, okay. This is what I see. We either gonna be 9-4 again. Throw in the bowl game, we win that when we get the 10. What did we finish? 9-4? 9-3, maybe 9-4. I think the bowl game was 4. All right. The most we losing is 3 games. I think the most, if we lose. Does anybody know what Kansas State is coming back with? Let me know what y'all think Kansas State is coming back with. BYU lost 13 players to the portal, including their running back and top safety. What? I thought I heard Boise State and BYU had issues retaining players because they didn't have no NIL or they had insufficient NIL. Ooh, that's good. That's good, 22. Thank you for that intel. Hey, Regina, we're talking about the schedule. We're talking about the schedule, trying to ascertain the toughest game on the schedule, what our record could be. And of course, we started with, I think the consensus is Georgia Tech is going to be a tough game. I think that's the consensus. Georgia Tech is going to be a tough game. So that's where we are. I said the most we're losing is 3 games. We don't have Nebraska this year. We don't have Texas Tech. No Cincinnati. No Colorado State. No CSU rivalry. We're going to have a Utah rivalry. Rumble in the Rockies with Utah. 7 home games. Evenly spaced out along with bye weeks. So it's like 2 here, 3 there, something like that. The games I said, y'all let me know what y'all think Colorado's record will be based on the schedule. And if you have any thoughts, Georgia Tech versus Colorado, who gets the dub? I want to give it to Colorado. I could be thinking with my emotions. I've seen Georgia Tech play. I'm like, ooh. When I found out at the mid-season last year, I looked at the schedule. I said, ooh, we start, and their schedule gets easier. Our schedule is kind of tough. Does anybody know anything about U of H? If you know anything about any of these teams, let me know what team you know about. So we're going to ask some questions. All right. Georgia Tech. I can speak for Georgia Tech. I'm sitting right here, not too far from Georgia Tech. I can speak to Georgia Tech. Let's see. Anybody know anything about Delaware? Drop Delaware in the chat. U of H. I can speak for U of H. That's my alma mater for my master's, so I can speak to U of H. Wyoming. I don't know anything about Wyoming. BYU. TCU. We played them the first year CoachPrime got to Colorado. Iowa State. We know they won the Pop-Tart Bowl. Anybody have any insight on Iowa State? What's returning? Did a lot of their players return just like Georgia Tech? Utah, Rumble in the Rockies, October 25th. I don't know what Utah is going to look like last year. I think they were surprised as to what they looked like last year. West Virginia. I know absolutely nothing about West Virginia. Then Arizona State. I think we all know who Arizona State is. But what will Arizona State look like next year? Who are their top 2 players? Who's their quarterback? There's their running back coming back. Kansas State. Now, y'all know we got cheated by Kansas State. So I expect us to get cheated again. I say maybe we lose 1 game. Okay, Regina. So we got some, Kiel said 9-4. I said the same thing. 9-4. That's 13 games. So that means you think we're going to lose the Big 12? Because it's only 13 games. It's 12 regular season games, including non-conference, Delaware and Georgia Tech. And the 13th game, I think, is the Big 12. So you got us losing the Big 12? Let me check and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think it's 12 games plus the Big 12 championship. I don't want to believe we're going to lose the Big 12 championship. I believe we're going to get it this year. Let's see. I say we lose 1 game. Kiel said 9-4. We would do better than 9-4 this season. Yeah, you know what? I agree. Because 1, we have an O-line now. And I told you the only way to take down a quarterback like Shador or any other good quarterback is for the O-line to be suspect. And we understand what year one was. And we understand that year two, half the O-line was issued. We're not having that this year. It's not going to happen. I don't even know if we're bringing anybody back from last year. Is Tyler Brown coming back? Let me know. I think we talked about that, but I keep seeing him work out. So I'm thinking he's doing a grad year, maybe. I saw Charlie Offerdahl. He's coming back. The running back room is stacked. Then we got a new running back coach. I expect us to have a run game this year. I think the most we're going to lose is 3. If I could figure, I mean, we got cheated out of Kansas State. So, all right, I'm just ask y'all. We just going to go by the chat since we all in here. All right, Georgia Tech, win or lose. I say we're going to win that game. I could be thinking with my emotions, but I want us to beat Georgia Tech because we're ranked. We're last in the AP 25 poll. We're last. So let's see, Colorado over Georgia Tech. Buffs. We're ranked, so Buffs gets the W. That's 1. I'm just going to say the Buffs going to get the W. The reason why, a lot of our players are new. And from what I can see, these dudes are dogs. I watched them in the weight room, was it yesterday or today? I was like, these guys are big. Our team is not small. Like year one, it's like they get bigger every year. I watched them run I don't know if it was a 40-yard dash or whatever, the 100. I don't know what they were running. They got some speed on the team. People say Gibson is the fastest, but it seems like Cam was, I think, the fastest in the race, followed by Augustave. So I say Georgia Tech, we get that one. Let's see. We would do better than 9-4. All right. We have a new quarterback. Yes. I don't know how it's going to go. Do y'all think CoachPrime is going to implement a 2 QB system? I don't think so. So I think it's going to work itself out after the first game. We do have a new quarterback, but that's why I said for the Georgia Tech game, I think they both going to end up playing. That's what I think. But I think it's going to come out in the wash, and I just think Caden is going to be that guy. The center will be back. Are you talking about Cash Cleveland? Yeah, Cash will be back for sure. I say the Buffs get the W. Georgia Tech. Oh, you think Georgia Tech going to beat us, Kiel, in the first game? Wow. Don't say that. Okay. All right. So let's talk about Delaware. Does anybody think Delaware is going to beat Colorado? I think we take that game. I haven't heard much about Delaware. Let me see if I can quickly find out something. If anybody can let me know what we think is got going on for Delaware, let me know. But I kind of, these non-conference games are supposed to be gimmies, but Colorado always gets at least one tough one. So I'm thinking I'm going to give Colorado the W on Delaware. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go based off of what I know. Buffs win versus Delaware. Nobody know anything about Delaware? All right, let's see. Buffs win versus Delaware. So that's 2. All right. That's 2. All right. The third one is U of H, University of Houston. Now they're in our conference. 22 said, I see Colorado might lose to Georgia Tech and West Virginia and Arizona State. Other than that, Colorado should have a winning record. The Kansas State game will be a revenge game for Colorado. Facts. Okay, so you think the most we'll lose is 3 games. I think I said that. I think I said that too. I'm going to agree with you on that. D-Law, what's that? 22, you said D-Law. What's D-Law? 2 quarterbacks mean you have no quarterback. I don't think it's going to happen the whole way through, but I do think it might happen with these non-conference games. But Georgia Tech, not the game to lose. I think we need to win this game. We're already ranked. If we lose this game, chances are we fall out the rankings because Georgia Tech is not ranked. So like I said at the top of the podcast, Georgia Tech is coming to Folsom with a chip on their shoulder. Eight overtimes with Georgia Tech. Georgia. And that's a big in-state rivalry. And then they defeated Miami, who went on to the Pop-Tart Bowl. And Georgia Tech lost in the Birmingham Bowl, I think, to Virginia Tech, who they were ranked higher than. 2 quarterbacks mean you have no quarterbacks. CU. Okay, so on CU, you predict CU to be, who is that, Kiel? Was that Delaware? I gave CU the Delaware game. All right, let's move on to U of H. U of H is 3rd. I'm going to give us that game. Unless U of H did a total overhaul and got a lot of players, they might do better than last year, but I'm going with U of H. Bucks get U of H. The Bucks W versus U of H. What y'all think about U of H in Colorado? Win or loss? It said, I know their names. They're the Blue Hens. Oh, Delaware. Okay. All right. I get it. All right. Delaware. You gave. Oh, okay. You were saying Delaware. Are you saying you think Delaware going to beat Colorado 22? I gave Colorado Delaware. Regina, you know anything about Delaware? Oh. So 2 quarterbacks is no quarterback. Clyde Marshall, what time are you ending Central Standard Time? We just here. We normally go for about an hour, some less than 2 hours. Just know by 11 o'clock we'll be done. We normally go about an hour and 20, hour and 30 minutes. We're talking about the schedule tonight. So it depends on how much input we have. It says, Kiel said no continuity with 2 quarterbacks. He's going to have to make a decision and start one of them and see how far he could go. Right. The question is, are you saying, Kiel, that CoachPrime needs to make the decision before the Georgia Tech game or after the Georgia Tech game? This is why I wanted Delaware's game first and Georgia Tech second, so that we could have a whole complete 4 quarters to determine who the quarterback going to be and to let the nerves, the jitters get out to figure out if we're a first half team, a second half team, if we can play 4 solid quarters. And Georgia Tech is just not the game to be trying to figure all that out because they already know. They still have Haynes King, their quarterback, who will be playing on Sundays. They still have their running back. They still got the elite wide receiver core. We don't have, we're getting, we got to get this again and make sure everybody good. And usually that's what the first game is for. 22 said Delaware will lose because they're more like a Division II team. Good. Okay. So for the non-conference games, I say Colorado going 2-0. That's what I say. All right. I like that, Kiel. Decision has to be made. Okay. The question is, when is the best time to make that decision? The Georgia Tech game is, if it were to reverse, Delaware first, then I get it. But I don't know when you make that decision, knowing that you're ranked number 1. And you got to figure some things out doing a live scenario. That always is different from the spring game. Kiel, okay, you think Delaware, okay, all right. So yeah, I think we're gonna go with that. Okay, I am having a Modella at a Chicago Bears restaurant. Oh, and I'm assuming you in Chicago, Clyde. That's nice. A Chicago Bears restaurant. What's the name of the restaurant? We might find ourselves in Chicago one day. I don't know. It's kind of windy, but you never know. Drop the name of the restaurant if you feel comfortable, or you can drop it after you leave. Okay, I like that. Okay. All right. So U of H, we're at U of H. I give Colorado U of H. What do y'all think? Colorado versus Houston. Who y'all got? Us 3 wins, 2 non-conference games, versus that's what I come up with. That makes us 3-0. It says the best time to make that decision is after the spring game. Okay. Oh, you're from Chicago. Okay. All right, Clyde. Awesome. Staley's. Okay. I have to look that up. So after the spring game, you think the decision will be made. Okay. All right. Anybody thinking of going to the spring game? It's August 19th. Obviously, it's at Folsom Field. Has anybody thought about going to the spring game? April 19th. If I said August, it's April 19th. February, March, April. Less than 60 days. All right. Law, you said that. We'll have to see, Law, on when that. I'm assuming the decision will be made after the spring game. I just hate that we don't get a real live game for the team to play together as a unit in front of a packed out stadium in Folsom Field before we play Georgia Tech. I feel like it puts us on the spot. And we're ranked number 25. If we lose to Georgia Tech out the gate, we're going to lose our ranking because they're not ranked. You should have played a tune-up game. Delaware would have been a tune-up game to see who is ready. Yes, that's what I mean. We don't have that. We don't have a tune-up game. We got the spring game in April and then Georgia Tech in August. That's a long time. That's a long lap. And I just feel like we don't know if we're going to be a first half team, a second half team. You know, remember even last year with a lot of returning players, but we had a lot of new coaches. Who was the first game? Was it North Dakota State last year? I feel like the North Dakota State game, we had to figure it out, even though I think we won. But so, yeah, we should have played a tune-up game. I agree with you on that one. Joe Flacco had quarterback. Oh, he was a quarterback for Delaware. Remember, Joe won 2 Super Bowls with the Ravens, I assume. I don't know. Okay. I know that he was the quarterback before Lamar Jackson got there. They thought Lamar Jackson would be there to back up Flacco. Maybe he did. I don't know. I just remember hearing that recently. All right. Let's see. So that's 3-0. Anybody have any thoughts on Colorado versus U of H? I say Colorado defeats U of H. That makes us 3-0. 2 non-conference games and U of H. Luckily, U of H and Delaware back-to-back. That would give us 2 wins. Now, if we lose this first game, we're going to need those other 2 wins to keep the team going. And I really don't know what CoachPrime going to do about the quarterbacks. But like you said, 22, the decision should be made after the spring game. All right. I'm checking to see if anybody had any thoughts on U of H besides me. All right. Well, nobody else had thoughts on U of H besides me. So I'm going to give it to Colorado with 3-0. All right. Let's see what's next. All right. Then Wyoming on September the 20th, Wyoming comes to town. Do y'all know anything about Wyoming? I don't know anything about them. Let's see. Let me know y'all thoughts. Wyoming versus Colorado. It's a conference game, apparently. Yeah, so I don't know. Colorado versus Wyoming. Let's see. Clyde said Staley's the CEO is Israel Odonoji. He played 11 years for the Chicago Bears. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Any thoughts on Wyoming, guys? Because I'm going to give it to Colorado if I don't know. If I don't know, I'm just going to go ahead and give it to Colorado. No thoughts on Wyoming? Let's see. I don't know if I had any feedback on, let's see, Wyoming versus Colorado. Let's see. Versus Colorado. I'm just going to look it up real fast. Colorado football. Make sure, because it could be basketball too. All right. 24-10. We didn't play them, so I don't know. Football. Wyoming versus Colorado football. I wonder if that was like a couple of years ago. I think that's CSU, Colorado Buffs. I think CSU might have played them last year. All right, let's see. Since they haven't played, it looks like, yeah, Colorado State. Okay, y'all, so that's good to know. Colorado State defeated Wyoming. We win that game. That makes us 4-0. So if CSU, who we beat, that we know is not better than us, defeated Wyoming 24-10, I don't know what their recruiting looks like. I'm just going to give that game to Colorado. So Colorado dub against Wyoming. Yes. So that makes us 4-0. That makes us 4-0. Worst case scenario, 3-1. But I'm going to go with 4-0. All right. So I'm going to go Buffs get the W. W versus Wyoming. Let's see. Yep, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that one. So that makes us 4-0, guys. Buffs get W versus Wyoming. Okay, that makes us 4-0. So I'm gonna put 4-0 so we can keep track. Let's see. All right. All right, so I just put we'll be 4-0 by the end. And we're live on Twitch. If y'all are on Twitch, if you hang out on Twitch, we're on there too. And we're live at the same time. Let's see. It says, FYI, the University of Houston is less than a 10-minute walk from Texas Southern, Texas Stadium. Facts. Facts. Do you have an idea who gonna win? I think I already said U of H was gonna win though. So yeah. All right. So we're 4-0. We're 4-0. So we have defeated, if this is too lofty of a goal, let us know. We have defeated Georgia Tech, Delaware, Houston, and Wyoming all by September the 20th. Now, worst case scenario, it is Colorado's first game with the new squad, the new quarterback, the new receivers, the new O-line, everything new. And nerves factor in. Hopefully by then we have a quarterback. I'm thinking it's going to be Caden. Worst case scenario, it's a close game. We don't get the dub. We're 3-1 by September 20th. So what do y'all think about that? Best case scenario, we're 4-0. Worst case scenario, we're 3-1. It said, all I know is that Josh Allen played football at what? I was waiting on the rest of it. Let me know. Josh Allen played football where? So Joe Flacco played at Delaware. That's what Clyde said. And Keo saying Josh Allen played football at Josh Allen. Where did Josh Allen play football? Let's see. Let me look. Josh Allen College. Let's see. JOSH. Josh Allen College. He went to Wyoming. Okay. All right. That's where you were going, Kiel. Josh Allen went to Wyoming. Okay. What is that? Does that mean they good? I know he went there, but I don't know about now. And CSU beat them last year. So yeah, we got it, Kiel. He played at Wyoming. Okay. Queen T said, but what she said, you have to realize this is going to be a whole new team. It's none of the old starters will be there. So it's going to be how they jive together. Yes, we said that. We said, thank you, Queen T, and welcome back. We said, best case scenario, we're 4-0. If we beat Georgia Tech, we beating everybody else. I don't care what nobody say. If we beat Georgia Tech, we're beating everybody else. And if Caden Salter is the starter, I have confidence because remember, Caden Salter took Liberty to an undefeated, perfect season his first year. So I know he can do it. So yeah, no, I agree with you. 22 said Caden should be the starter because of his experience. I think when it comes to the Georgia Tech game, I believe that's going to be the case. And I think the reason we have Caden is because it would be good for Juju to have that college experience. I'm not saying, it's going to be that way the whole way, and it's de facto it's going to be Caden. But for the Georgia Tech game, the first game where you putting it all together, yeah, that's what I think. But I could be wrong. 22 said CoachPrime probably going to make a decision or should make a decision after the spring game. Let me know y'all thoughts. If you think it's going to be a 2-quarterback system for Georgia Tech, or after the spring game, you think CoachPrime going to go ahead and make a decision. It says, let's see. Okay, got it. Yeah. Clyde Marshall, who's in Chicago at Staley's. If y'all know the restaurant, let him know. Colorado should win. Why? Kryptonite. We now have a similar passing and running quarterback. We left a lot of first downs on the table because Shedeur was not a continuous agile quarterback. I mean, was he not an agile quarterback continuously because he had an O-line that didn't do the pass blocking like, was supposed to? Anyway, I know the team is going to be different this year. We're not bringing in. Did we secure Marshall Faulk? Is he officially the running back coach at Colorado? We're not bringing him in if we're not going to have a run game. There's nothing at stake here. So I feel like the team is starting out fresh. You can see the difference in the players. They're way more vocal than they were last year. Caden fits right in. I mean, in my opinion, I see Caden way more on film than I see Juju. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Maybe he in class. But with the opportunity, he's stepping up as the leader. So to me, the Georgia Tech game, unless Caden just bombs, which I don't see that happening, in the spring game, which is April 19th, I see Caden being the starter because I think this is where Juju can get that experience. He's young. He's starting out at 17. Like, I get it. Some people graduate college at 17, but that's the norm for everybody. It's 16 to 17 different from 17 to 18, right? So I think it's Caden. He already have the experience of taking Liberty all the way. And he won MVP for Conference CUSA. That's why I think it's going to be him. That's why I think they brought him in. I think they knew from the jump that Juju would benefit from somebody having more experience. That's really what I think. Whether it was said out loud or not, that's what I think. Okay, it says, did you hear? Queen T said, did you hear what Tennessee coach said about Shedeur? He compared Shedeur to Joe Burrow, and the Tennessee Titan is looking to take Shedeur. Shedeur compared himself to Joe Burrow, so I knew about the Burrows comparison. I didn't know the Titans coach said anything about Shedeur other than he liked him, because I don't know who he interviewed with, the GM or the coach. I think it was the GM. And I told y'all we could wake up on draft day, and the Tennessee Titans shock everybody. I saw a draft poll by somebody that had Shedeur going number 7. I'm like, what? So I'd rather hear it from the teams than hear it from these analysts. So thank you for that, T. I'm going to share that. You give Kiel, Wyoming. You saying Josh Allen went to Wyoming? Got it. It said, no, I am a Shedeur fan. However, as a Jackson State alum, Deion would not run the ball. We lost 2 Celebration Bowls each time Shedeur was allowed to throw 50-plus passes. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, that's what I mean by I think there's nothing at stake here. There's nothing at stake here. Meaning, the journey that they had has come to an end. And Caden was actually interviewed, and not interviewed, but, Well Off Media was there. And they were asking him. So I just heard his comment. I don't know what the question was, but he said, Shedeur did well with his time here. Now it's my turn. And he knows, that's the past. We moving forward. And Caden is getting ready to do. I'm telling y'all going to be like, that's what she said. That's why I named this podcast is Caden is him. You could see it. You can see it. It's like he already knows what he's capable of. He just needs the opportunity, and he got the brighter lights, like LeJounte or Travis or Jordan Seaton. They came for the brighter lights. They all knew what they were capable of. They just came where the lights are brighter. That's it. So, let's see. It says, I seen that 2 had him 6 or 7. Yeah, they had him like number 7 in the draft. I'm like, I don't know. I will say this. They trying to get Jordan, what's his name? Jackson Dart. They try to get Jackson Dart to be the number 2 off the board. I told y'all. That's where I feel like, because one guy said it at the Senior Bowl. He said he thought Jackson Dart and what's his name, Milroe, didn't have good Senior Bowls. I don't know why he thought that. But I told y'all this was going to happen. I knew they was going to take Jackson Dart because he's an SEC quarterback. That's not Jalen Milroe, and try to usher him up the ladder. I knew that was going to happen. And that's what you're hearing right now. But did y'all know Russell Wilson was officially let go from the Pittsburgh Steelers? So remember they were talking about bringing Jimmy Horn Jr. in to be the receiver with Russell Wilson. So Russell Wilson is gone. I don't know about Justin Fields. I don't know what's going to happen there. Let's see. 22 said, yes, Marshall Faulk is coming to Colorado to coach the running backs. So we're going to have a running game. We're going to have a running game. We're going to have a running game. So the hate is real. Yeah, it's not just hate. There's an agenda. And I don't understand how people can hate on Milroe, whose stats when it comes to accuracy is not like 50%. You would think his accuracy, and they're only talking about his accuracy under 10 yards. And it's not bad. It's right there around the same as Jackson Dart. So to me, there's some kind of agenda here. And I mean, I feel like it's kind of obvious. Right now, the first 3 quarterbacks off the board would be Shedeur, Cam, and Milroe. It's not hard to see. So yes, the hate is real. It said Russell Wilson is going to the Raiders with Pete Carroll. Ooh, I did hear that. So you think that was the plan? Okay, all right. So what does that mean for Shedeur? If Russell Wilson goes to the Raiders with Pete Carroll, what does that mean for Shedeur and the Raiders? Oh, guess who else said? I saw an article said Travis could be going to the Raiders by himself. Like instead of Shedeur, that they will get Travis. I did see that. So they will be Russell Wilson and Travis Hunter. So that means Travis would drop out. No, he would probably go number 2 because the Raiders could get the pick from Cleveland, who was also thinking about Travis, but they don't need, I don't think, both of his skill sets. Shedeur will be the starter. So Shedeur will be the starter and Russell Wilson will be the backup. Okay. All right. It said Google Staley's on YouTube and the player Israel. Okay, I shall. Y'all, Clyde is at a restaurant in Chicago. He dropped the name. It's called Staley's. I don't know if y'all familiar with Chicago or not, if you travel to Chicago or not, but Google the restaurant. It was owned by a player, I think he said. He put his name in there in the comment section. So if y'all know what Stanley's is too, let us know. But if I find myself in Chicago, I'll probably look into that. And yes, the hate is real. Thank you for that, Clyde. Thank you for that. All right. So right now, Colorado, based on the projection, the best case scenario, with us defeating Georgia Tech, we're 4-0 in our little mock season. And the worst case scenario, we lose to Georgia Tech. Because to me, out of the 4 games that we just talked about, Georgia Tech, Delaware, U of H, and Wyoming, in my opinion, U of H, Georgia Tech is the toughest. So that means worst case scenario, we win 3, we lose 1. But I want to win the Georgia Tech game. If we win that Georgia Tech game, I think we can have damn near a perfect season. Because to me, I think that's going to be the toughest game on the schedule. outside of Arizona State and Iowa State, but I don't know what they look like after the year. What school does Scatterboo go to? The running back, was it Arizona? If so, we played them last year, and maybe he was hurt. And if he went to Arizona State, then okay, maybe that explains why people were saying he should have been a Heisman candidate. All right, so who's next? All right, so we're 4-0, winning Georgia Tech, Delaware, Houston, and Wyoming. Next, September 27th is BYU. BYU. So BYU, 22 told us, has lost much of its players to the transfer portal. And I did hear that BYU and Boise State were having issues retaining players due to lack of efficient NIL. So maybe we'll beat BYU this year. Y'all think we win or lose BYU? Let me know in the comments. Who gets the W, BYU or Colorado? Georgia Tech is a home game, Regina. It is. So, given the fact that BYU has been depleted and they having issues retaining talent due to lack of NIL or sufficient NIL, I'm gonna give us that game. Because if you can't keep your talent, how can you attract talent, good talent, without CoachPrime? Because I think Colorado is only one of the few schools who don't have $20 million rosters that get ballers. Why would he go there with Pete Carroll? I don't know, but it was discussed, Kiel, that was a possibility. This was, when I heard it, I thought he had already left Pittsburgh, but it looks like that was official today. BYU, Colorado win easy, a revenge game. Okay, 22. All right, you on our side. You on our side. All right. That makes us 5-0. Lord, if Colorado start the year 5-0, it's gonna be something to be had, bro. You're gonna have to peel these people out of the stadium. They're gonna sleep in the stadium. Let's see. BYU is at home or away. Let's see. BYU is at Folsom Field. So Wyoming and BYU are back-to-back games at Folsom Field. So I give us BYU as well. We got the home field advantage. They lost a lot of their players. They don't have sufficient NIL, so they're probably not going to attract a lot of ballers. So I'm giving Colorado BYU. We will win since it's a home game. Okay, all right, I like that. I don't like how the Buffs looked against BYU. I got BYU. We have a contender here, a challenger. Anybody else rolling with delay? That BYU, because we lost to them in the Alamo Bowl, but delay, you can't really go by that. We don't even have the same squad, but I'm gonna let you have that. Anybody else rolling with delay? We didn't look good against BYU last year, so we might not take this game. All right. So we're gonna see if delay, if he gets that. So true. The Buffs, I don't think the strength and conditioning coach, remember, I don't think he liked how we looked against against BYU. You know what? For somebody that went all the way to San Antonio, boy, that was a heartbreaker. People were apologizing to me. I was like, what? And that's when I realized how nice the BYU fan base was. They're like, I am so sorry. Because if we would have beat them, I don't think we would have apologized. But they are they're very nice fan base. Very nice fan base. I would imagine that they have money, though. Like, it's given BYU should have NIL. That's what it's given to me. So, I don't know. So, apparently, they don't have none. So, I heard Boise State was losing its people, too. So, it is what it is. All right. So, let's see. It says, can I ask a question? Is Warren Sapp coaching the defensive line? Yes. 100% yes. Oh, are you asking that because last year he was an analyst? Is that why you're asking? He was an analyst and he still coached the defensive line. I saw him coaching BJ Green. I hate Nakai Hill Green is going to Alabama, but what can you do? Maybe it'll work out for him. But yes, Coach Warren Sapp is coaching the defense. I mean, I know we have a defensive coordinator. We have D. Lou. In my opinion, Coach Warren Sapp's success made Coach Dancy's presence irrelevant. Coach Dancy was coaching the edge rushers, and I personally think, I know one of them in particular. I don't know if he's coming back. He came from Missouri. I watched him struggle. I'm just not gonna say no names because I don't know if he's coming back or not. But BJ Green was a dog, and he declared for the draft. And I saw with my own two eyes Warren Sapp working with him. So I say yes. I wonder if that's what Coach D. Lou does. He worked with the defensive line, but Coach Sapp was working with everybody on defense, if you ask me. So, if anybody else knows the answer to this question or have any update about Coach Warren Sapp, you let me know. But as far as I know, he is coaching the defense next year. And to me, he just coaches who needs help. That's how I feel. The players come to his office, they watch film, he guides them. And y'all see, he was very successful, very successful. He took a lot of time working with the guys. Absolutely. I agree. Let's see here. All right. So the majority said Colorado is going to defeat BYU, but Kiel might be thinking. So let's see, Kiel, are you weighing in on who gets the W between BYU and Colorado? Remember, we will be 4-0. This will make us 5-0. I don't want to let that sway you, but I do have us beating Georgia Tech. Worst case scenario, we're 4-1, but I have us defeating Georgia Tech because Caden has already taken a team all the way in his first year, which meant his first game jitters, they're not going to be there. He's already been in the scenario. Juju is new to college ball. Not that college ball is that much different, but I do think the first game jitters will be there. And I don't even think he should be put in that situation if it's not 100% clear that he will be fine in that first game. All right, so D-Lay, I don't want to overrule you, but I think we're going to have to. I think we're going to have to go with the Buffs. 5-0 by September 27th. Is that right? Yep. Okay. All right. 5-0. Colorado gets the dub. It's a home game and their team is depleted. They don't have a lot of NIL. It's going to be hard for them to attract quality NIL. So I give us that game. So we're 5-0. Can y'all believe that we will be 5-0? Best case scenario, 5-0. Worst case scenario, 4-1. I'm going with 5-0. If we beat Georgia Tech, I think that would give the squad all of the confidence they have to dig in and mow down everybody else. I just think so. And I think so. Yeah. Yep. So I'm gonna go with that. All right. So let's see here. All right. Kiel said, thank you. Colorado gets the dub. 5-0. Anybody believe in 5-0 is doable? Or is it a pipe dream? Let me know. I'm going with 5-0. Worst case scenario, 4-1, but I'm going to lead to the positive and go 5-0. Does anybody think that is far-fetched for Colorado to be 5-0 by September 27th, defeating Georgia Tech, Delaware, Houston, Wyoming, and BYU? You know, sometimes when you say something out loud, it sounds far-fetched. It doesn't sound far-fetched to me. And I could be thinking with my emotions, but that's only for one game. But Caden has been here before. And CoachPrime knows that. So, all right, we're going 5-0. So nobody said anything else. So I'm just going to go ahead on and keep it moving. So with BYU 5-0. Next, we have Texas Christian University, TCU. Anybody have any intel on TCU from last year? Like, how did they do last year? Now, I know when we played them, Colorado put a whipping on them. And it was beautiful because, that was Coach Prime's first year. Shador, Travis, the guys, they balled out. So we don't have them. We do have, I think our quarterback class will run it. Receivers will be elite. Anybody know anything about TCU, how they did last year? Let me see if I can look real fast. TCU football record last year. Now I know they got money down there, so I don't know why they having issues. Maybe it's coaching. TCU record 2024. Let's see. Okay. Oh, they're in the same conference with us. So TCU finished 2 behind Colorado. We were number 1, 2, 3, 4 in the conference. Baylor was 5th and TCU was 6th. They finished 6-3 conference games. Overall, they were 9-4, and so were we. They were on a 4-game win streak when the season ended, and they won 4 home games and lost 2, and we won 5 home games and lost 1. We both lost the same amount of away games at 4-2, and when the season ended, because we went to the Alamo Bowl, we were on a losing streak. Oh, all right. Conference 7-2 or 6-3. Now that's like a straight up split. I can't be as confident about TCU considering we're pretty much right there together. What do y'all think? TCU, who gets the W, Colorado or TCU? I don't know anything about them. I would have to do some studying. That probably is one that I want to study. I need somebody to weigh in. TCU versus Colorado, who gets the W? We're almost the same team when the season ended. They were on an upward track, winning 4 games, and we were on a losing streak because we went to the Alamo Bowl and lost the Alamo Bowl. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. All right. TCU versus Colorado. I don't know. I want to give it to us because we were up 1, but we did end on a bad note. Oh, let's see. 22 has some input. Let's see. 22 said, this looks like a toss-up, but I give it to Colorado. All right. All right. Regina said Colorado. All right. All right. I'm going to go with y'all. This is where I'm going to go with y'all. Buffs get the dub. Unless anybody can tell me any difference. Buffs get the dub. All right. Versus TCU. All right. Buffs win versus TCU. All right. So that makes us 6-0. Worst case scenario, 5-1. 3-2. Kiel, what's that you saying? Let's see. All right. So y'all saying Colorado gonna beat TCU. 22 and Regina, y'all both are in agreement, and I'm third, so I'm gonna go in agreement with y'all. Now Kiel said 3-2. What's the 3-2 about, Kiel? Are you saying that you think by the time we get to the TCU game, Colorado will have lost 2 games? If so, what games do you think we're losing besides Georgia Tech? Because I think you already said you thought we was gonna lose that game. And I'm assuming you must mean TCU. We'll wait for you to tell us. Let's see. Right now, I have us in the chat at 6-0. If it sounds far-fetched, let me know. Colorado wins Georgia Tech, Delaware, Houston, Wyoming, BYU, a depleted BYU, and TCU. Even though it's a draw, the chat gave it to Colorado. So that means by October 4th, we will be undefeated. Worst case scenario, we have lost 1 game, and that's to Georgia Tech. Is that the consensus of the chat? 5-1 at the worst case scenario. Oh, 3-2. So Kiel hating on us. He said We're gonna lose 2 games before when we get to, by the time we finish with TCU. He's saying we're gonna lose to TCU and we're gonna lose to Georgia Tech. I don't want to believe that. I say worst case scenario 5-1. But if I'm thinking with my emotions, we're gonna beat Georgia Tech undefeated. I need a screenshot of this chat. Let me get it right fast. we definitely gonna come back to this. Believe me, we gonna come back to this. All right. So I took a screenshot of the chat so I can have it for future reference. All right. So Kiel said 3-2. I say worst case scenario 5-1. Overall, we at 6-0 if I'm thinking with my emotions regarding Georgia Tech. All right. That's what I did. I thought with my emotions when the Commanders played. I just wanted Jaden to go. But I'm still staying by it. Caden Salter is him. He's had 2 college seasons under his belt. First one perfect. The second one was near perfect. I mean, you can't ignore that. That's why I say that's what gives us the edge. His poise, his play. I think that's what gives us the edge at home versus Georgia Tech. I'm sticking by it. All right. We're 6-0, or Kiel say 3-2. Let's keep it moving. Let's see what we get. Okay, after TCU, we go on a stretch here. We have a lot of games back to back. Georgia Tech, Delaware, Houston, Wyoming, BYU, TCU. Before we go on the bye week, we play Iowa State. Who won the Pop-Tart Bowl? Does anybody know? Iowa State played Miami in the Pop-Tart Bowl. I don't know anything about Iowa State other than they got invited to the Pop-Tart Bowl. Let's see. Pop-Tart Bowl winners. Pop-Tart Bowl winner. Let's see. 2024. Let's see. Iowa State beat Miami 42-41. Very close game. Y'all know Miami was ranked 13. Iowa State was ranked 18. What y'all think? I don't think we go with this game. I don't know. This is a tough one. Anybody have any insight? Iowa State, Colorado versus Iowa State. If we beat Georgia Tech and we are truly undefeated by the time we get to Iowa State, yeah, we winning it. That matters. And the game is where? The game is at Folsom Field, y'all. TCU is at wherever they play at. Fort Worth. All right. It's a home game. So, Kiel, are you siding with the Buffs? You saying the Buffs gonna beat Miami? Miami lost because Cam Ward is a diva. Okay, John, welcome back. Welcome back. Cam Ward being a diva, I have never heard that before. What would make you say something like that? So Kiel, give it to the Buffs. I don't know. What y'all think? Regina, 22, Clyde. I need y'all. I need to know. I need y'all's insight. John, I need you to be an objective third-party observer to let me know if you think Colorado can defeat Iowa State, the Pop-Tart Bowl winner. And they were ranked down further than Miami. Any input, anybody? No input, guys? Oh, well. All right. 22, you don't have any input on this one? Queen T, you've been good so far. All right. Okay. I know. Nobody knows. Let's see. Let's see. Iowa State won because Cam took himself out the game at halftime because they were blowing Iowa State out. Colorado will win. Okay. All right. So y'all know what y'all saying, right? That means we're going to be 7-0. That means y'all are saying before the first bye week, we're going into the first bye week of the 2025 season, 7-0. That's what y'all saying. No, that's I'm putting this on y'all. That's what y'all saying. All right. Colorado Buffs beat Iowa. Okay. Buffs win versus Iowa State. Let me be clear. Ooh, that makes us 7-0, guys. Or Kiel said his worst case scenario, we were 3-2. So I guess we're gonna be 4. Kiel, I think you're missing the game somewhere. You have to let us know. I say 6-1, worst case scenario, if I let my emotions steer me. But Caden Salter is him. Omarion is him. And Omarion was here last year. Timmons was here last year. We got Gibson, speedster, another LaJohntay, in my opinion. We got Jordan Seaton, Cash Cleveland, and a brand new O-line. And these guys, if you watch them work out, these dudes are huge. DJ McKinney. Y'all know DJ is a dog. Preston Hodge coming back. Preston Hodge was already getting better at the end of the season. He was balling. Jeremiah Brown. Who's going to replace Cameron Stillman-Craig? Is that going to be Preston Hodge? Is that going to be DJ McKinney? Who replaces Shiloh? Who replaces Nakai Hill-Green? I think Keaton Wade replaces Nakai Hill-Green. Keaton Wade is a dog. Number 27 that came from Kentucky with his brother. His twin. Dog. D-O-G. Before he redshirted. Dog. D-A-W-G. Yeah, we win in this game. 7-0. Okay, we 7-0. Unless, worst case scenario, we 6-1. But every time I say 6-1, Caden comes to mind. And Caden has already had a perfect season in his first year at a new university. He didn't have first year, first game jitters. That's poise. That's called poise. And y'all know Shador was poised too. 7-0. All right. Buffs win Iowa State 7-0. So that means when we go into the bye week, we are going to be 7-0. Worst case scenario, 6-1. But Caden, 7-0. If y'all talk to Caden, y'all let him know. I ain't gonna bet the farm on him, but it's pretty damn close. I'm hanging the season on him. I really am. Unless Juju just wows us, but I still think they brought Caden in. If AI could tell me, when I ask AI via Google, what quarterback does Caden Salter compare to, and it comes back Juju Lewis, we're going to be 7-0. All right, 7-0. I don't know how we're going to get there, but we're going to be 7-0. The only question mark really is Georgia Tech, but we have Caden Salter. And Juju might surprise us all in the spring game, so I'm not going to count him out. That's why I made sure on the video I made sure I put Caden in there too. Let's see if y'all can see it. So, yeah, I put Caden in there because Caden and Juju, I put them both in there. One, I don't want the media to get messy. All right, so that means that before we take our first bye week on October 18th, the Buffs will be 7-0. Then when we come back from that bye week, we have a round of games, 2 at home, 2 away and 1 at home. So the second stretch is going to be different. There's 3 games between bye weeks, October 18th and November 8th. We have Utah, Arizona, and West Virginia. We have to go to Utah. That will be the rivalry for the season known as, what did they keep calling it? The Rumble in the Rockies. That's versus Utah. Then we play Arizona. We beat them last year. I don't know what they're going to look like this year. Then we play West Virginia. Never played West Virginia. Don't know anything about West Virginia. Does anybody have any insight into West Virginia? Let me see how they finished last year. Let me just take a peek. I just want to see. All right. Let me know if y'all have any thoughts on the 2 games away, 1 at home stretch. West Virginia. Okay, let's see. Put it this way. I didn't see them above Iowa State. Let's see how far down the bottom they were. And are they historically a bad team? All right, let's see. West Virginia finished. Okay. All right. So get this. It was Arizona State, BYU, Iowa State, then Colorado. So y'all saying this year we're gonna beat Iowa State and Colorado. Okay. I mean Iowa State and BYU. Then it's Baylor. Then it's TCU. Then it's Texas Tech. Then it's Kansas State. So they didn't even go to a bowl game, y'all. They only 500 overall. They were at home, and they were 3-2 away, and they were on a 2-game losing streak when the season ends. I'm gonna get that game to Colorado. Anybody object or see something different when it comes to Virginia? I say we win it. Let's see. No hate, no love. Let's see. Yes, we will win it. Let's see. Okay, I'm giving. Do y'all have any thoughts on West Virginia? It said 5-2 by the bye week. So Kiel said 5-2 by the bye week. I said 7-0. That means you think we're gonna lose to Georgia Tech. Shame on you. And and I'm assuming you think we're gonna lose to TCU. As we get past it, when we get past the spring game, I might need to put a wager on this. We win that one too. I'm going with Regina. Kiel, you hating on us. You hating on us. All right. So Regina, that means we saying Colorado gonna be 8-0. Oh, this is a lot. It sounds kind of possibly far-fetched, but I don't know who we will lose to. The worst, I'm not gonna even say the worst case scenario because we got Caden. Let's see. That means we're gonna be 8-0. Do y'all really believe Colorado will be 8-0 by the time we get to? Oh, wait a minute. I think I did that wrong. No, wait a minute. Okay, West Virginia is November 8th. Okay, my bad. Let's go to Utah. We have 4 more schools. 5. 12-0. Buff. Oh, okay. What? Look at Daniel coming back to the chat. Okay. Daniel said we're going 12-0. If we go 12-0, oh my God. If we go 12-0, oh Lord. I mean, we can do it. Caden went undefeated his first year at Liberty. Think about it. Going to a new school and he balled out. Dude is confident. He's him. He's definitely him. All right, we win that one too. All right, what y'all think about Utah? The Rumble in the Rockies. What y'all thinking? Y'all know we beat Utah last year, and everybody said we was gonna. Does it change your mind that's the? Let me know. Let me know. First game after bye week. Regina say we're going. Oh, y'all say we're going 12-0. Okay, 12-0. I'm gonna give us Utah. We beat them last year, and I don't know what's gonna be different for them next year. Colorado wins. All right. So Daniel say 12-0. Let me see how we get there, Daniel. Let me see. Colorado wins versus Utah. That makes us 8-0 or 7-0. Let's see. Colorado wins versus Utah. That's the first game after a bye week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That makes us 8-0. Next is Arizona and West Virginia. We already talked about West Virginia, and we know Arizona. Arizona was third to last in the conference, so we're gonna take them 2 games too. So that's 8, 9, 10. That makes us 10-0. Okay, 10-0, November 8th, West Virginia. I can see the analysts saying our schedule is easy. If y'all hear anybody say that, y'all let me know. But I can kind of see what that's what they're gonna say. So we 10-0, November 8th. Okay. Buffs 10-0 by November 8th. Kiel, since you have us losing 2 games, if I say we 10-0, November 8th, what do you think? We only got 2 games left. The last 2 games are Arizona State and Kansas State. Buffs 10-0. 10-0 after West Virginia. All right. All right. So we 10-0. Let me see the comments. So Daniel said it. And Regina says she agreed with Daniel. 22 said Carter Stoudemire would take Shiloh place. Utah is a win. Okay, Carter Stoudemire, number 23. Okay. I don't know if I saw him yet. They had the practice split in half, so he could be in class. Yeah. Okay, I like that. It says, I said earlier, losing one game, but since the Georgia game is at home, we winning it all. What? Okay. And people say they thought, remember when Colorado had the first year under Coach Prime and we went 3-0? You know what? People said they thought we could have took that whole year. They thought we could have went 12-0. And the only time I feel like we didn't go the 12-0 the first year or the second year is why. Okay. All right. Yeah, I know how they was hating on Shador. That's all that was. Shador and Coach Prime, actually. That was just straight sabotage. And there were people who said, there were some people who were compromised in year 2. I'm not going to talk about it, but I believe it. That's why half the O-line was efficient, or Jordan Seaton's side, Tyler Brown's side, and when they switched centers. And after, yeah, that's it. All right. So, all right, y'all. 2 games left. We 10-0. 2 games left. 2 games left. All right. So after West Virginia, there's another bye week. So let me know if it changes your mind. November 22nd, Arizona State. November 29th, Kansas State. Now, y'all know we got cheated in Kansas last year. Both Kansas games. Arizona State finished number 1 in the conference. Number 1 in the conference. Who y'all giving that game to? Who y'all giving Arizona State to? Anybody want to care to? Is Arizona State still intact? I would think they would have no problems recruiting. See, I said if we lost a game, that's who I thought we would lose to. I said we would have lost 2 games. One, because they would cheat. We still got to play the refs. Don't think that's going to change. We coming back off of a bye week against the number 1 team in the conference. Who y'all going with? Regina, Daniel, y'all still going 12-0? I would be thinking with my emotions if I said that. I don't know. Now, if we really go 8-0, 7-0, 10-0, ain't nothing gonna be able to stop us, because then we're gonna be fueled by adrenaline. I don't know. I don't know about the Iowa State game. They're number 1 team in the conference. Where's that game played? Let's see. Okay. Oh, let's set it up. Okay. Actually, I'm sorry. That's Arizona State. Arizona State, number 1 team in the conference. The game is at Folsom Field. It's coming off of a bye week, getting ready to go into Thanksgiving. I hate to tell y'all, but I don't think we're going to win that game. This will be the one we lose. It says, yes, 12-0. Regina said we still 12-0. 22 said between Arizona State and Kansas State, Colorado might lose to Arizona State, but beat. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. All right, y'all. I hate to do this. I hate to end our streak, but I think we 10-1 here. I hate to say it. Maybe I need to do some research first. Do some research. Like, okay, so when a team wins, like Ohio State, Notre Dame, they both lost players, right? Is it possible Arizona State lost players? Does anybody know? Let me just do some research right fast. Let me just do some research. Arizona State. ASU football. Oh, did y'all notice in the Shrine Bowl, number 7 played for Arizona State that was playing alongside Shiloh? He's a baller. Clearly, if he's in the Shrine Bowl, he's not coming back, right? All right, so Arizona State football players. Do they have any new recruits? Let's see. Let me see if they say players leave. Players hop in the portal. I'm going to see if it comes up like that. I didn't hear anything about their players hopping in the portal, so I'm just trying to find something to give me some hope. portal transfers. Let's see. ASU players have until 11:59 on January 6th to officially request and enter the portal. ASU in practice has several players in the. Okay, in December 14th, December 16th, before their final game, ASU had players hop in the portal. Most departures at wide receiver. Okay, so that was some intel. So Arizona State, the most of the people that left were they said wide receivers or running back. Let me just make sure. Hold on. It said major departures at wide receivers, so they might not have nobody to catch the ball. Okay, not any good people that got them there last year. So their wide receivers hopped in the portal. Makes sense, right? Makes sense. If they weren't, they're number one team in the conference. Went to the 12-team playoff. I think they were down to 4. I forgot who they played. I think they lost. I feel like they lost. Yeah, they lost. And it sounds like a lot of the people tried the practice looked different before the final game in the championship or the semifinals because people hopped in the portal. Who y'all think with they receivers gone? What y'all thinking? ASU is going to tough. It's going to be too tough for Colorado. You heard about Chip Kelly leaving. Where did Chip Kelly leave? Arizona State. No, I didn't hear that. I did not. You screenshot these posts. I screenshot. Oh, is it what I'm reading? Is that what you're saying? Colorado might lose to Arizona State, but Kansas State is a revenge game. All right, let's split this one up. We say the last 2 games, we go in 10-0, but we think Arizona State is going to be tough, even though they lost their wide receivers. We got to think about that. And we coming off a bye week. And it's the week before Thanksgiving. We're going to lose that game. All right. So ASU, CU. So ASU gets the win. And that takes us. ASU gets the W. So the Buffs would be 11-1. 10-1. Oh, maybe that was a sign. Let's see. 10-1. 10-1. All right. So the Kansas game, they did cheat us last year. I expect them to still cheat us. We can't have any games that are close. We still have to abide by that philosophy. All the games we have to run up the score. There's still 3 calls that the refs can use that are subjective that they could use to cheat: pass interference, taunting. Hopefully there'll be none of that this year. And holding. New line mistakes likely to happen. ASU gets the W 10-1. It says, I was saying screenshot what we predict the season will be. Absolutely. I will do that. All right, y'all. So that means the last one, we say Kansas, we get revenge off of Kansas, we win. So Buffs win versus Kansas State. To me, the Kansas State game is going to be more of a rivalry than the Utah Rumble in the Rockies. We beat them last year, so we just want to beat the brakes off of Kansas State. Let's see. All right, versus Kansas State. All right, so how do we end up? Versus Kansas State. So that means Buffs will be 11-1. That's what we're saying. We're going to be 11-1. Buffs 11-1 on the season. Now, we didn't add in a bowl game because we don't know. Like 11-1. That's what y'all saying. The regular season, we lose 1 game. That's to the number 1 team in the conference. We beat BYU. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Where is the Big 12 standings? Okay. So Arizona State is sitting at number 1. They went 11-3. BYU was second, but y'all say we're going to beat BYU and Iowa State this year. So that means Arizona State and Colorado State will be 1 and 2 respectively. Depends on how Arizona State season go. So let me screenshot. Y'all want to take a stab at a bowl game? I don't know how you could predict a bowl game. I think we should just do the regular season. And maybe when we get halfway through the season, we can predict the bowl game. What y'all think about that? It says Colorado will be going to the Big 12 championship. Yes, that's what we get from that. Absolutely. All right, 11-1 on the regular season. I'm going to put that in here. Some screenshot it. 11-1 on regular season. And going to the Big 12 championship. Trip to the Big 12 championship. Trip to the Big 12, and we don't know about the bowl game. I'm gonna put to be determined. Oh, we have to decide the Big 12. We'll come back to that. We'll revisit Big 12 and bowl game. We will revisit those. Revisit SIT. Revisit Big 12 and bowl game. Hopefully it's not the same one. I think this year was the last year for the contract. We start the season off ranked. Okay. At half. Okay. All right. I'm typing this because I'm going to. Okay. So overall, what we came up with, and we are 1 hour and 49 minutes in. I told y'all we'd be on here just under 2 hours. The Buffs will go 11-1 regular season. We'll make a trip to the Big 12. We will revisit the Big 12 and bowl game outcome at the halfway mark. What y'all think about that? I put it in the chat. All right. I like it. 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 All right, y'all. This was good. This was good to do. All right. Y'all were awesome tonight. Y'all were awesome tonight. So this is going to conclude our Buffs release video. I'm glad we all got together, took the time to decide how we think this is going to go down. And, you know, I'm happy. 11-1. 11-1. Kiel, what's your final? Because you had us at 3-2. So y'all let me know. We're going to get out of here and say goodnight. I just want to say this was so much fun. I probably can name everybody that was on here. Shout out to, of course, friends and family members for what she said. But in addition to that, Regina, Kiel, I don't think we had Gracie tonight. Regina and Kiel, thank you. 400 Media, all members, thank you. And 22, shout out to you. Shout out to Clyde, who was in a restaurant called Staley's in Chicago. Shout out to y'all. Queen T. Queen T hung out with us for a while. I don't know if she's still there. D-Lay came back. Way to go. Yeah, okay. Actually started the podcast with us. I think it's a he. Return. Yeah, okay, return. So y'all did really, really, really good tonight. Let's see. Yeah, this was good, y'all. This was good. So I'm going to screenshot the chat, but I also posted it. So, and remember the chat, generally you can replay the chat. You can replay the chat. Let's, yeah, we had a good gathering tonight. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to get out of here. Daniel, sounds good. Sounds good. All right, Daniel, I don't know if I said you were here, but you're here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget, y'all, we have memberships. You can choose your level. Friends of What She Said, or what is it? What She Said family. So nothing is over $10. If you're gonna come back and hang out with us all the time, you might as well, because there are perks. When we get to probably 10 members, we'll probably start doing private live streams. Then there'll be private videos, and I think there'll be private shorts, and there'll be some other things as well that make you stand out. Of course, I will always shout you out just out of the bottom of my heart, gratitude. But I want people to know that, you know, who you are, that you're loyal, that you hang out with us. and you're part of the family. So consider joining What She Said family today. All right. It was fun. It was fun. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was fun. Talk to you later, Daniel. Talk to you later, 22. Regina, good night. Thank you. All right. I think I got the screenshot, y'all. Yep, I got the screenshot. Yay! All right, y'all. I'm going to play some music and get out of here in a few seconds. So I'll see y'all next time. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What She Said. I'm going to put the link to become a member in the chat, just in case. It's at the beginning and the end, just in case anybody wants it. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us tonight. Thanks for watching What She Said.